Hey everybody, I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. I have yet to become a Melissa McCarthy fan. I just haven't been real impressed with the films that I've seen her in. That is not to say I don't think she has potential. I just think that like other actors and comedians, she goes to the well a little too much for her parts. Did her role in Tammy buck that trend? Let's take a look. After a car accident involving a deer, Tammy gets to work late and is fired for it. She then goes home early and finds her husband having a romantic dinner with the neighbor. She leaves him and goes to her parents' house to borrow their car to get out of town, which her mother does not let her do. Her grandmother says Tammy can take her car, but she has to take her grandma with her. This movie has been pretty much teased as a straight-up comedy, but it is way more than that. Don't get me wrong, I am not complimenting this movie for it. In fact, the mishmash of different tones is one of the biggest flaws of the film. It tries to be serious, funny, sad, and a whole lot of other emotions, and it just doesn't work. If this movie would have picked one major tone and used the others as minor tones, it might have worked better. We don't really get to know the characters all that well either, even the main two, Tammy and Grandma Pearl. Sure, we do get glimpses of why they are how they are, but it isn't anything special or well developed. I will say that McCarthy and Susan Sarandon do have a few scenes that work well with them as a team, but not nearly enough to save this movie. There is a love story that feels a bit forced into the plot. It starts off innocently enough and even has a few funny bits involved, but ultimately it comes off predictable and uninteresting. I felt that McCarthy and Mark Duplass had a little bit of chemistry, but not enough to keep me interested. One last thing, I didn't like seeing good actors kind of go to waste in this movie. Actors like Kathy Bates and Toni Collette were not used to their fullest or just not developed enough to keep the story interesting. Dan Aykroyd was in the movie for a short bit as McCarthy's dad, and he was actually pretty funny. It's too bad they didn't use him more. After this movie, I am still not a believer in Melissa McCarthy, but that doesn't mean I have given up hope. I would just hate to see her potential go to waste on movies like this. But remember, it's only just one guy's opinion. I'm Geno Reynolds from The Real Opinion. Until next time.